Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap, and today we are here again with another government scheme that is important from the examination point of view. And today we are going to study about Deendayal Antyodaya Yojana, that it is the extended of National Urban Livelihood Mission. Basically it has two components. One is of the rural livelihood and second is the urban, and we are studying about the urban livelihood missions. All right. So before that, to our new audience, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also join our Telegram channel to where you can get all the PDF of the lectures that we provide on YouTube. And please do note that whatever we are teaching, you'll get the PDF after 24 hours in the Telegram. That there is a 24 hours gap, so do not worry if you do not get the PDF today. It will surely get you tomorrow. You will surely get it tomorrow in the Telegram channel. Right now, before starting for the National Urban Livelihood Missions, we first need to understand that why this particular scheme it was introduced and why do we need to study it, right? So why was it introduced? Basically what happened, see, much of our focus it is on the upliftment of or the to change the poverty in the rural areas, right? Focusing on villages, the backward portion of the country, but in the urban areas as well, in cities and towns as well, there are people who belong to the who either belong to below poverty line or who are just poor, right? So this particular scheme it was introduced by keeping in mind that poor are entrepreneurial and have innate desire to come out of poverty. Means what was the basic thought while making this scheme, that there should be something, because nobody wants to be poor, right? So they want to move out of that situation, and this particular national livelihood urban livelihood mission it was made with such aim that we will make such opportunities for the people who belong to the poor category in the urban areas, so that they can show their entrepreneurship and they can uh, achieve a better lifestyle, right? And why do we need to study is because there are two important news that are related to this particular scheme that has been in the recent months, and that is why we need to study what were these. First of all, it says, see, this is DAY-NULM, this is Deendayal Antyodaya Yojana. Okay, that is what written in the here you can see in the first slide itself, right? And then is the National Urban Rural Missions, that is the short form, the abbreviation is DAY-NULM. I hope you understand this in the further slide reference. Okay, so it's signed an MOU, that is memorandum of understanding with Amazon and Flipkart for the sale of Son Chiraiya products made by the SHGs. Okay, what are SHGs? They are the self-help groups. All right, these are the self-help groups. So basically self-help groups, they are made in the rural area especially, but in urban area also now they are made, and basically this is a group which help one another, that is a self-help group. So what happened basically under this particular scheme, this particular section, that is National Urban Livelihood Mission, this mission it signed a deal with Amazon and Flipkart that whoever the women who belong to the self-help groups and whatever they are making handmade things, basically they would sell on Amazon and Flipkart, right? But and the brand name, I would say this brand name would be Son Chiraiya. Every brand has its name, right? So whatever thing that would be made by the self-help group women, that would be sell under the brand Son Chiraiya. So this was recently done and in August 2021. And then in September 2021 one more thing happened, which was that is the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, that is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. They did what? They organized a launch event of convergency. In last scheme that we did, that was also convergence scheme, right? This is also in this in September what happened, basically there was a convergence, means two schemes they got mixed, they got merged. And what was that? There is a particular scheme which is PM formalization of micro food processing enterprises. Okay, so now this particular this get merged with the DAY-NULM. So what happened, basically what happened, see, this particular thing, that is formalization of food processing enterprises, this was basically for the you can say for the people who belong to the this poor section of the society, right? So what happened in this particular enterprises, this is micro food processing. So this was this particular step of micro food processing enterprises, it was taken so that whatever lower section economically wise lower section of the society, they can have an opportunity for a better livelihood, right? So because this was related to that, keeping in mind that section, that is why this has been now kept under or it has been converged with the National Urban Livelihood Mission, so that they have more support when they come under this mission. All right. So that is why we need to study, because these two news were this scheme was in news recently. Now we'll have a general overview of about the schemes, what are it. Okay, so this is National Urban Livelihood Mission. So its launch year was 24th September 2013. Okay, so this name, that is Deendayal Antyodaya Yojana National Urban Livelihood Mission, this was launched in 2013. Earlier it was known as with some different name. All right, so here you have to focus on which name it is known now. Then what is the nodal ministry? It is the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So this particular ministry, it takes care of everything whatever happens in this particular mission. Coming to the aim, what is the aim of this particular scheme? So it has basically two aims: to uplift the urban poor household. As said before, there are two aspects to this. One is urban livelihood mission, one is rural livelihood mission, right? So in urban livelihood mission, the focus is done on the poor section of the society, economically poor section of the society, to uplift their livelihood, right? So first, an important point is this. Second is to provide shelter equipped with essential services to the urban homeless. Okay, what is the shelter and equipped with essential services? Basically, many of the people who live in urban areas, who belong to the poor class, obviously they do not have place to live, right? So under this particular mission, this is also envisioned that the government, they would provide shelter. Okay, and this shelter would not be just four walls with a roof. It would be equipped with what? It would be equipped with the essential services, whatever services are needed. For example, there should be electricity, right? There should be a water connection. So essential equipments that are needed, services that are needed, that would be done. The shelter would be provided accordingly, keeping in mind these things, and in a phased manner. Okay, so there would be a particular process in which this would be taken, of course, right? Talking about beneficiaries, so who would be benefited under this National Urban Livelihood Mission? I'll repeat again, this is for the urban livelihood mission, this is not the rural livelihood mission. We are talking about the urban areas. Beneficiaries would be the urban poor, people who are living in urban area but still they are poor. Usually it is believed that in villages will find more class of the society which is poor as compared to the urban areas, right? But in urban areas also we have this section, and who are these urban poor? This would be the street vendors, right? This would be the slum dwellers who live in the slum areas, homeless people, rag pickers, unemployed, differently abled. Sometimes it happens because a person is poor as well as they have some disability, physical disability, or sometimes it could be the mental disability, right? So there is no one to look after them. So these are the beneficiaries. Beneficiaries means they would be benefited under this particular mission. Talking about the funding, what would be the funding? Who would fund this particular scheme? So funding is shared between center and states. Okay, center and state, they have a share of the funds that would be provided under for this particular mission. That is in the ratio 60 to 40. So 60% will be given by the center, while 40% will be funded by the states. Coming for the north eastern and special category states. Okay, so say there are some states, especially northeastern states, and there are other special category states in which the funding would be 90:10, means 90% will be given by the central government, while the 10% it would be funded by the state, that respective state. Then for UTs with or without legislature, it would be 100:0, because UT directly comes under central government, right? So in such cases for UT, this particular funding, it would be 100% by the central government, as there is no case of state involvement, right? So this would be the funding criteria for the livelihood mission. Now, what is the objective? What was the objective behind this particular mission? That is to reduce poverty and vulnerability of the urban poor household, right? Because again, not only the village they have this poor section of the society, urban areas as well have this. So we need to focus on them as well, and that is why this mission was introduced, and to reduce poverty in the urban areas, right? By enabling them to access gainful self-employment and skill ways. So in this particular mission, it is not just about giving them houses or just providing them, but also to make them learn, to make them skillful, to teach them new skills which can be used, as initially also with the mindset was, why was it introduced, that the poors, they want to move out of that poverty, as well as they have this entrepreneurial skill, right? So to develop that, to teach them about maybe basic things, basic skill or tasks, so that if they have those that skill, they can work maybe in a factory or in a motorable workshop, right? They can work anywhere. So this skill, then it need to be provided. So here objective is just not to give, but to teach them also that how to survive with good skills, and giving them then employment opportunities. If somebody, it's not about just degree, but if you have some skills, especially if you're working in a private sector, right, you can have that. So that is what the aim of this. Next is to provide shelters equipped with essential, that is we have already learned, right, and to address livelihood concerns of urban street vendors, especially the focus has been given on street vendors, by facilitating access of suitable spaces. Because you must have observed in your cities as well, the street vendors, they are not allowed to stand anywhere, right? Because that is against the government rules, right? So to we have to this particular mission, it focuses on that also, to provide them suitable spaces where they can keep their whatever stuff they are selling, right? To provide a particular space. Institutional credit, to provide them institutional credit means to provide them loan if you want to grow their business more, or if you want to, they want to invest in something, or if you want to open a new shop per se, right? Or whatever business that they have been taught, they can apply to, right? Whatever skill they have been taught. Then social security and skills to the urban vendors for accessing emerging market opportunities. Whatever marketing opportunities that are emerging now, this can be focused, or this can be achieved by under this mission, means this mission, it would take care of that. Next is the key features. If we're talking about key features of National Urban Livelihood Mission, so basically it has replaced the existing Swarn Jayanti's Shahari Rozgar Yojana. So initially, as I said na, that in 1997 it was started way before, in 1997, but initially it was known as a different name. So initially the mission that was under, it was Swarn Jayanti Shahari Rozgar Yojana, and then it was renamed in 2013 with the Deendayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Urban Livelihood Mission. Again, this is for urban, this is not for rural. There are two aspects, one is urban, one is rural. We are focusing on urban in this particular lecture. Then it will be implemented in all district headquarter towns and all other cities with population of 1 lakh or more as per the 2011 census. Okay, so basically the last census that have been done in India, that was in 2011. According to that particular data, whichever city or town that have population of whichever town specifically have population more than 1 lakh, this particular mission, it would focus on those areas. Then this particular National Urban Livelihood Mission, it comprises of the following sub schemes. Basically, this is not just one scheme. Whatever we are studying in this series of the scheme that we are learning, we are looking at that now they have become umbrella schemes, or either the convergence is being done, because instead of getting random programs working in a particular area, we can just combine all those things for a higher purpose, which would be easier to attain. So under this also we have many other sub schemes that would solely focus on to uplift the poor and not of the rural but of the urban areas. So that is social mobilization and institutional development. What is this? Basically, social mobilization, in simple terms, it means forming a group or focusing on a group for their political development, social development, right? So basically in this, the urban poor, this in this case we are talking about the urban poor, like therefore the form there should be a formation, a particular area should be provided for these poor, not in a segregated way but a part of the society, and they should be taught about the various aspects, social, economical, political aspect, to get involved in the society for the employment through skill training. Okay, so there should be a skill training. Skill training is provided in this mission, and then placement is also taken care of. Okay, then capacity building and training. Capacity building is again the same thing, that skill should be formed, or it should be developed in a person. Then self-employment programs. There are many programs that are run under this scheme that would encourage the people for self-employment. Self-employment means to open up business that they are aware of or they are skillful at, right? Then is a scheme for shelter for urban homeless. So there is also a scheme which provides shelter for the urban homeless, who the people who live in urban areas but they are homeless. Then to support urban street vendors, a program is there which solely focus on the street vendors of the urban areas and innovative and special projects. So these are everything that is done under this mission, with the focus on the urban poor. And then funding is accordingly, right? That is the different ratios we have. Normally it is 60/40, then in the northeast and the special category areas it is 90/10, 90 for the central and 10 for the state government. And then for the UTs it is, because they are directly under the central government, that is the fund, that is why the funding is 100:10, right? So that is all for today. That is all about this national urban livelihood mission. I hope this session was fruitful for you all. You understand everything, and if you don't, comment it down below. I'll reply to that, to your query. Until then, all the very best for your examination, and keep study hard, and all the best for whatever you are doing